Hey there, curious human. Have you ever thought of the importance of cycling? No, not the act of using a bicycle. We already know that physical exercise is essential, but rather the series of repeatedly doing a thing in the same sequence. If you're a fish keeper and it has yet to cross your mind, well, this is the right moment to let you know that cycling is essential if you want to maintain continuous quality progress for your fish health over time. Yep, that's right. Cycling the aquarium is a routine task that aids in maintaining a healthy habitat for fish by minimizing the development of harmful quantities of waste products in the water. We need to cycle mostly for biological reasons because the nitrogen cycle is the foundation of everything. Our aquariums go through a process to create a healthy ecology that is conducive to the survival of our fish. If you want to know more about the nitrogen cycle, visit our website at aquariumstoredepot.com later after this video. Why later? Because I want you to be included in our topic for today's video regarding the ultimate guide for fishless cycling. By the end of this video, you will know how to cycle your aquarium without using any fish and what methods work to achieve a cycle. Welcome back to Aquarium Store Depot. It is possible to cycle an aquarium with or without fish. If you cycle an aquarium with fish on it, you're doing the traditional cycle. But if you do it without the fish, it's called fishless cycling, the more contemporary and humane technique. Cycling the old-fashioned way may appear straightforward initially, but it can cause many issues. You will have stressed out fish, and they can become unwell, sick, or die. In addition, traditional cycling takes anywhere from 30 to 45 days for a normal cycle. On the other hand, cycling without fish is more humane and helps or eliminates livestock mortality. This cycle runs faster than a typical cycle since it is more aggressive, and cycling with ammonia and bacteria in a bottle will be disease-free. You can also finish the fishless process in as little as 7 days, sometimes even sooner. That's why it's no wonder why many fish keepers in the industry use this technique nowadays. Yet, how does this work? An ammonia supply combined with various helpful microorganisms is how fishless cycling operates. The bacteria will devour the ammonia as supplied and break it down into nitrate. Eventually, the aquarium will have enough bacteria to support adding animals. Hobbyists attempted to create more compassionate and efficient methods to cycle a fish tank to prevent fish death and undesirable hostility against potential tank mates. These new techniques were far quicker than the traditional ones and more compassionate, and it was all thanks to the use of nitrifying bacteria. Hold up, I'm pretty puzzled, bro. What do nitrifying bacteria have to do with this cycling process? Nitrifying bacteria are engines that transform ammonia into nitrate, just like Nitrosomonas and Nitrospira bacteria do. These two varieties of bacteria make all life in your aquarium possible. If they weren't there, the fish tank's harmful chemical levels would get too high for anything to survive there. Okay, that's easy to understand, so how or where can I find these nitrifying bacteria you're saying? Well, let me show on your screen the various ways to get these bacteria. Each has advantage and disadvantages, so you should pick the one that best suits your situation. Oh, so all I need is nitrifying bacteria and I'm good to go now? Is that so? A fishless cycle requires very little equipment. Depending on the method you choose, you will need the following things on your screen. Okay, alright, I get it. Let's now go to the methods of fishless cycling, because that's why I'm here. Of course, I can grant you that, but it would be more fun to continue our topic if you gave this video a thumbs up and smashed that subscribe button for regular notification of new issues from us. If you're now ready, let's get it on to fishless cycling methods. There are a few different approaches you can take. Each has advantages and disadvantages. The first method we will feature is the fishless cycling with ammonia. Pure ammonia is one of the most common methods for cycling a fresh tank without fish. But you can't just use any household ammonia since it frequently includes additional compounds that might be harmful. Ammonium chloride is what we want to use for this cycling process. Dr. Tim's ammonium chloride is the substance suitable for this technique. Be sure to screenshot the steps on your screen to employ the ammonia method. A straightforward API test kit should function and assist you in checking ammonia and nitrite levels. It's preferable to be aware of this technique's benefits and drawbacks before using it. Using fish food to cycle the aquarium is another method you can try. Another common alternative to cycling in a new tank is fish food. Flake or pellet food and bacteria in a bottle can accomplish this. You need to check your ammonia levels and feed the aquarium food daily. You can use the fish food you had initially planned to use, although it could be more precise than the ammonia chloride technique. This is a very reasonable choice if you're trying to save a little money. Dead shrimp might be awful, but it could be helpful. Milev's Reef made the shrimp technique cycling procedure well known as a secure approach to cycling a tank. To produce an ammonia spike, you must buy a big shrimp from your neighborhood grocery store and place it inside your tank for several days. As the shrimp decompose in your tank, it provides a habitat for good bacteria to flourish. Because of the organic chemistry, the fish feed approach creates less ammonia than the dead shrimp method. While not necessary, using microorganisms in a container helps speed up this process. The shrimp should stay in the aquarium for at least 2 to 3 days. Check out its pros and cons on your screen. Cycling with your favorite live plants is the highlight of our number 4 method. This is a preferred option for the freshwater aquarium among aquascapes. Cycling with living plants is organic, efficient, and simultaneously accomplishes 2 goals. When the cycle is complete, you create a fantastic setup, cycle your new tank, and prepare it for many fish. You can begin this cycle in one of 2 ways, dry or wet. Depending on the plants you intend to grow, a dry start can be the most effective method. Like the others, it has its pros and cons. Check it out on your screen. You should follow these instructions to be successful if you're interested in using this method for your fishless cycling. To remember, be sure to take a picture of it. Our 5th method is what you need if you have a saltwater aquarium. Presenting to you the cycling with live rock and live sand method. Using live rock and sand to cycle a marine or reef tank is one of the finest methods. Of course, living rocks and sand aren't alive. Instead, they serve as a habitat for various bacteria and other species that have colonized them in the wild or after being introduced to an aquarium. A live rock typically has a rough and complex texture with many holes and crevices where life forms can attach. The appropriate live rock or sand handling techniques will bring healthy, nitrifying bacteria to your tank, preserving the purity of your water. Ammonia, produced by the various species living in the substrate and live rock, contributes to the cycle's maintenance. Here's how you do this. Your tank is still cycling if there are any ammonia and nitrite levels. This frequently occurs due to some bacteria and organisms passing away after being transferred to a new environment. Retest the water in a few days after doing a partial water change. Live rock is often cured or cycled in a brute trash can or quarantine tank to inspect for pests during the first several weeks. Use the method you're most comfortable with. To help you address your doubts about this method, here are the pros and cons that you should know when cycling live rock and live sand. Last but not the least on our list is seeding your tank with beneficial bacteria from an existing system. The best way to accelerate the nitrogen cycle in a new aquarium is to seed it with healthy bacteria from an established aquarium. Since they are already the homes of the bacteria we require, adding live plants or live rock to a new aquarium is practically the same as doing this. The most significant colony of helpful bacteria in a home aquarium is found in and on the filter medium. These bacteria, for instance, will colonize the filter quite quickly if they are present on the live rock, but there is a way to do it even more rapidly. If you have a mature tank or a friend who does and is willing to assist you, you may directly seed your filter media. The key is to ensure the water in your tank is identical to the water in the tank from which you will obtain your nitrifying bacteria. Here are the steps you should know when doing this method. If this set of steps is quite tricky for you to follow, let me show you the alternative actions you can take instead. Now for the part that you all have been waiting for. Here are the pros and cons you should know about our sixth and final method. To be more confident that your method is successful, it's time to check to see if your new tank has cycled successfully after selecting the Fishless cycling option and doing the suggested actions. This implies that you require a test kit to detect nitrite, nitrate, and ammonia levels. You may use liquid or strip test kits from your neighborhood fish store. Be sure to read the directions carefully. To test all essential parameters, the API Freshwater Master Test Kit is a fantastic choice. If, after following all the steps of your chosen cycling technique and doing 2 water tests, you measure 0 ammonia, 0 nitrites, and some nitrates, you've been successful and your tank is cycled. To add information, the way to manage nitrates is simply to perform regular water changes. You must remove enough aquarium water as often as necessary to keep your nitrate levels below 20 ppm. So, you better do a frequent water change, fish lovers. Alright, since you've finished the fishless cycle procedure, you can now begin to add your first fish. Oh, so I could now add a fish? Is there anything I need to understand before I add my first fish? Oh yeah, there's still something you need to know before you add your fish. Lucky for you, you can find it on our website at aquariumstoredepot.com, where most of the frequently asked questions about the fishless cycle are posted. I hope you have furthered your knowledge regarding the methods for fishless cycling, and when putting up a new tank, it may be challenging to be patient. Still, once you see why we cycle and the clear advantages of having a cycled fishless aquarium, the waiting becomes much more straightforward. If you find this video interesting and helpful for your aquarium hobby and fish keeping journey, it won't hurt to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching, fish keepers. Keep on maintaining your tank's health for your fish to be happy. We'll see you next time.